Okay, so Animated Adventures updated, and they buffed a whole bunch of new units. And I want to see if any of them are meta now. Now, they buffed a total of 4 different units. The first unit they buffed is Yamo Captain, and also is like non-evolved version, by 40%, so he deals 40% more damage. Cool effect about this unit, he's also the only unit in the game that has true damage by default, which is pretty cool. They also buffed Cell, which is the West City raid unit, the actual good one you can get. They buffed him by 30%. Then they have Yuto, which was buffed by 25% in total. And then for the last unit, we have Heavy Weather, which didn't get a damage buff, and now deals lightning damage every single attack. So I want to see what that means, because I have no idea. Okay, there we go. Money's all maxed out. So I'm guessing our first unit, let's place down Heavy Weather, and let's see what it's actually doing. So if I go ahead and place this down, will it do anything special? It probably doesn't have to one-shot them. Okay, if it hits the alien general, we'll see what the lightning damage does. Let's see. This attack, maybe? Not sure what it's doing. What if I upgrade it to have the lightning storm? Let's see, what does that do? I'm not sure what lightning damage is actually doing. So if you know what lightning damage actually does, let me know. Because there's no damage increase on this unit, but they did change where he actually does lightning damage. I'm not quite sure what that is. So if you know what that is, let me know in the comments. And if you do know what it is, whether or not it does that. So that is the first unit that they changed in this update. Second unit, let's do Yuto next, which has a 25% damage increase. So let's go ahead and just fully max this guy out, and let's see what his stats go up to. So first upgrade, by the default damage, is 2,000 now. First upgrade is 5,000 damage. The next upgrade is 8.2 thousand damage. Then 11.9 thousand, 14.6 thousand, 36.6 thousand damage. Getting quite a bit of range, too. This is a cool character. 43.9 thousand damage. Then 54.9 thousand damage. Then the big upgrade, 109,000 damage. And that's not even the last one. Already doing quite a bit of damage. Such a cool unit, too, and that beam attack is actually so cool. But there we go, that's the next upgrade, 146,000. Next upgrade is 201,000 damage, and I think this is the last upgrade. I think this is about where the average Yuto maxes out with no trades. Let's see, yeah, it is. So that is the maximum stats on Yuto. 201,312 damage. Let's see what the DPS is on this unit. It is 11,500 DPS, so pretty good. This is without a trait, and there's also, you can get a better one. And you have a total of 3 of these units, so the total DPS is 33,000 roughly. So still not a bad unit. The 25% increase is definitely pretty helpful. He's 25% stronger than what he was, but he still isn't meta anymore. This used to be a meta unit. It was so good for so long. I never personally used it, because I was using other units and I wasn't a big fan of the cooldown. But if you're somebody who was using Yuto, it is now stronger. So congratulations. I wouldn't say it's meta though. So unless you want the unit because it's cool, you don't need to go for it. There's better units to go for. He also doesn't hit airs, which is kind of sad. But let's do the next unit, which is Cell. This is the raid unit from West City. He got a 30% damage increase. So let's go ahead and start seeing what the damage is. First upgrade, 4,300 damage. Second upgrade is 6,000 damage with an attack change. Then 10.4 thousand damage, 13.8 thousand damage, 17.3 thousand, 22.5 thousand, 27.7 thousand, then 34.7 thousand, and then 43.4 thousand damage, 52.1 thousand, and that is the maximum stats on Cell. Pretty big AoE. Let's see what the DPS is. A total of 8,800 DPS. So still, yet again, not a meta unit. Has a pretty cool cosmetic. Really wish it did something to the avatar, but it does not. And you have a total of 5 of these, I think. Let me make sure. It's only 4. Okay. So with 4 of these units, the total DPS is 35,000 total DPS. Not too bad. So is it meta? No, it is not. Are there better air units? Definitely. Is the buff good? Definitely. A 30% buff on a unit is absolutely amazing. I'm glad they buffed this unit. but he still isn't meta. This is a really good unit to try to get unique if you want to do like the one rolls on legendaries. One of the units you can choose. It also hits airs, of course, because it's a hill unit. So if you had a unique cell, congratulations, it is now 30% stronger than what it was, which is a pretty impressive increase, especially with unique. But let's go ahead and move on to the last unit, which is Yamo. I never use this unit, but it does have true damage. And if you don't know, true damage takes like a certain amount of number from the main damage and adds it on as true damage. But this unit isn't too good. He is the only true damage unit. The only other way to get true damage is with Celestial or the Timepiece. But let's go ahead and start looking at the damage. First upgrade is 11.5 thousand damage. Then 13.4 thousand damage. 19.2 thousand on next upgrade. Changes the AoE and increases the cooldown. Then 24,000 damage. Same cooldown. 32.6 thousand damage. 42.2 thousand, 48,000, 52.8 thousand, 61.4, and then that is the maximum stats on Yamo. Really, really weird AoE though. What the heck is with that line AoE? That is so weird. I feel like that should be even a little bit wider. That is so pathetic for a final upgrade. I'm not quite sure what his true damage is though. Let me go see what his true damage is, his percentage. Okay, he does like roughly 10 to 15% increase from the true damage. So his damage is actually 10 to 15% higher. Because if you don't know how true damage works, essentially, it takes the total damage amount on a unit, this number right here. Depending on the true damage percentage, it takes that percentage of his damage and adds it on to the other damage. So if you have 10,000 damage with a 50% true damage, it would add on an extra 5,000, half of the damage. That's why Timepiece is so good on units like Aizen. But let's say it's 10% because people aren't entirely sure. I'm probably wrong about this. You can do the math on your own if you know the actual number. But the damage plus 10%, that means his actual damage is 67.6 thousand damage, which is pretty cool. So let's see, 11.8 thousand DPS, and you can have a total of 4 of these units. That means his total DPS across all 4 is 47.4 thousand. Is he meta? Not at all. Should you use him? Not really. I mean, look at that line AoE. That is so bad. I don't like that. That line AoE is the thinnest line AoE I've ever seen, especially on a final attack. I mean, does he even get like a circle AoE eventually? He goes from line AoE to a line AoE, and then he's done. And this is the evolved version. Yeah, this is the evolved version. His normal version just says Yamo. I had to make sure real quick. But yeah, this unit, definitely not good. I'm glad they buffed him though, because he's the only true damage unit in the game right now. They might add more later. He's also one of very few units to have more than 2 things. Like most units just have like physical and then like dark or lightning. But this one has physical, dark, and true, which is pretty unique compared to most units. But that is all of the buffs. All 4 units are pretty cool. Still don't understand what Heavy Weather's upgrade actually is. I have no idea what the lightning damage is on every attack. If you know what that is, let me know down in the comments. And also so people that want to know what it is can read up on it. But overall, some pretty good buffs. I like it. I like seeing them buff old units because all these units have been out for a very long time and none of them have been meta for quite a while. Especially Yuta, who just recently dropped out of meta recently. Last couple updates, he dropped out of meta. But pretty cool to see him get a buff. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, what units do you want to see buffed next? Because like, there's some really cool units that do like absolutely nothing on their damage and definitely deserve a buff. But yeah, pretty W update so far. Can't wait to see how strong all the units are from the new update.